Three, two, one. G'day and welcome to the show. Soul Covers here. Today we are going to rapid fire through the Northwest and Southwest divisions in this final episode of the Division Over-Unders. We are skipping the Southeast division. Look, it's a sad division. No bets from me. I don't even want to pay attention to it. Firstly, just let's have a little look at the market since we started this series, because there has been some interesting movement. Atlanta has moved up from 37.5 to 38.5. Philly, after we trashed them, have moved from 32.5 to 34.5. That's an interesting move. Milwaukee have moved down from 47.5 to 45.5. Love to see that. Go watch the Central Division episode. We were on the Bucks under 47.5. Indiana has moved down from 47.5 to 46.5. Again, love to see it. Go watch that Central Division episode. San Antonio has moved down from 39.5 to 38.5. This was an under I was looking at. I'm kind of mad that I missed it, but look, I'm not going to chase the steam. I'm not going to bet the 38.5. Look, San Antonio, I just think they're a year too early. West is too good. Toronto, interesting. They've steamed up from 25.5 wins to 27.5 wins. So, interesting to see that move. 27 wins is a not awful team. Interesting. All right. Moving on. First team we're going to cover is the Denver Nuggets. Denver 36-19, winning 65% of their games. Denver have been playing really well in 2025. After a bit of a rough start, they've won 75% of their games in 2025. Vegas has the line at 52.5, ranking 5th, which is ahead of their net rating, ranking 6th. Finishing record 54.1, well ahead of that Vegas mark, pointing towards an overspot. However, they do have what looks like to be the third hardest remaining schedule, and just having a look at it, it is a murderer's row worth of teams. Look, Denver's defense could improve going forward given their shot profile versus their defensive rating. However, look, it's close. I was close to playing the over, but for me, no bet. Third hardest remaining schedule. Not touching this, 52.5. Next team we are covering is the Minnesota Timberwolves. T-Wolves are 31-25. Wolves are 8th in net rating this season. Yet Vegas ranks the over-under at 45.5, which is 12th. Minnesota, in terms of how many games they've won versus what their net rating would suggest, are worse. They've lost a lot more games than they should have. They've been beating up on teams. They've been having big wins, but they've just been losing some close games. Minnesota's projected record is 47.2, which puts them nicely over 45.5. Randall and DiVincenzo should be coming back soon. They do project to return shortly. Minnesota have what appears to be a top 5 easiest remaining schedule. Nothing here on the shooting side to suggest any regression or improvement. Just watching the Wolves, and did look gassed going into the All-Star break, so I think the time off will serve them well. Here, I like a small play towards the over, 45.5. There are some 46.5s on the board. I found a 45.5. I'm going to take that for 1 unit. But look, I can't go any further than that. Rudy Gobert, he is just such a tough player to watch. He can barely catch the ball. Has some of the worst touch you've seen on a big man ever. Could you imagine if he had the silky smooth touch like Zubac? He'd be an all-NBA player. Never forget that clip of him a day before the league shut down for COVID, just going ahead, touching all the mics. Crazy. Alright, next team we have the OKC Thunder. Currently 44-10, first in the league in net rating, first in the league in over-under, 65.5. OKC's projected record, 67.9, well ahead of that Vegas over-under. Look, that does point towards an over spot, however, it's just 65.5. It's a massive number. Then when you look down at the bottom of my screen, like, there is some serious room for regression, both offensively and defensively. Like, the shot profile that they give up is not great. Now, I don't see the defense regressing. Like, they've got so many guys. They've got Tayson Wallace-Dort, Buddy Caruso, the bigs, Holmgren, Hartenstein. Like, they're just a beast defensively. They can get away with giving up a few more threes, a few more dunks and what you'd like. However, the offensive shot profile ranks 26th. And they're not a great shooting team regardless. Like, look, one thing that I'm going to be monitoring is, like, can I get a ticket to take the field over OKC to represent the West? If you can get like 3-1 odds on that, I'm thinking about that. Anyways, over under 65.5, no bet from me. Moving on, we've got Portland. 2025, Portland have gone 12-11 on the season, 23-32. Went on a 10-game winning streak against the spread. Vegas over under 30.5. Very low number considering how well they've played recently. Vegas projects this team to fall back to earth. I do not blame them. Schedule-wise, nothing to see here. Blazers offense could improve a bit. They do lead the league in offensive shot profile. But look, I expect this team to come back to earth a little bit, potentially sit some players late in the season. They do rank 9th in the race for Cooper Flag at the moment. I could see them just starting to sit some guys, not giving a shit. Like, look, they've had a nice, cute little run. There's just no point. There's no point to just keep it going. Next, we have Utah. Gonna race through Utah. Not much to see here. 18.5 wins. Like, honestly, I would lean over. The expected season record is 21.5 wins. That's a 3-win gap. That's one of the best gaps on the board. In fact, it's the second best. But I just can't. I can't bet the over on this team. Danny Ainge, he's just. Danny Ainge is a bad man. He will sit the entire team and bring out the G League Jazz. And he's probably going to do that. I don't want to pay attention to them. No bet from me.
One pair of pants later.
Next, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas are 30-26. Ranking 13th in the league in terms of record. 14th in the league in terms of over-under. 9th in the league in net rating. There's a big gap there, but it's also understandable given that AD, he's going to miss some more time. Lively, he could miss the rest of the season. He might not play till late 2025. Gafford also going to miss some time. To hit the over, they have to go 14-12. In terms of shooting, lots of room to regress given the shot profile on both ends. Strength of schedule is ranked as moderate, but if you dig a bit deeper, you can see in the last 26 games, 2 games against the Lakers, 2 against the Clippers, 2 against Grizzlies, 2 against Bucks, New York, Houston. Like, there's just some tough games in there. So much injury risk. There's, like, so much load on Kyrie's shoulders at the moment. Like, if he gets hurt, like, it's still asking a lot for this team to go over 500 when they got no bigs. PJ Washington's your center. Dwight Powell's your center. Look, I'm going under with Dallas. I'm taking the under 43.5. Just a small play for one unit. The regression on both sides of the ball is a big red flag. Same with the fact that they don't have any bigs. Take Dallas under 43.5. Next, we have Houston, 34-21, 7th in net rating this season. Vegas has an over-under ranked 7th as well. Houston have not had a good year in 2025. Only 13-10 in 2025. They've burnt me a lot this year. Expected wins is 51.6, which is slightly over the Vegas number 50.5. I just haven't liked this play. I haven't liked the way that this team has looked. Their offense is really struggling since Van Vliet went out, which surprised me. It hasn't been that good this season, but he just offers like a steady pair of hands, someone who can just give the ball, run some solid offense. Like that, if you've watched some of their games, like just their crunch time offense is just atrocious. Houston's defense does have the potential to regress a bit as well, given that shot profile. So, moderate strength of schedule. Look, 50.5, 17-10 to hit the over. I lean under, but it's no play for me. No play for me. Moving on. This is a very interesting team. Memphis. They've got a lot going for them. They're a deep team. They can just Jazz just plays 2 games, misses 2, plays 1, misses 1, plays 2, misses 1. Like he can barely play 3 straight games. That's gonna catch up with them in the playoffs, but this team is just a regular season wins machine. They 36-18 on the season, 4th in net rating this season. Vegas over under at 52.5, ranking 5th in the league. Expected season record is 56.2. That is well ahead of the Vegas line. So right now this is an easy overplay. Memphis have been the best team against the spread this entire season. They've just been a very good moneymaker, just always never ever losing against teams they shouldn't. But have they been playing a bit over their heads? Some of the shooting stats seem to think so. The shot profile, both offensively and defensively, is bottom half of the league, yet the offense and defense rank almost in the top 5. To go along with that, their schedule is at minimum top 10 hardest, probably closest to top 5 hardest. Looking at their schedule, they've got 2 against OKC, 2 against Cleveland, Boston, Lakers, Clippers, Knicks. I always got to mention the Clippers when I talk about a hard schedule. You know that. They got the Knicks. I nearly said Portland. They've been better, but no. Minnesota and Denver, they've got a really tough schedule. However, look, to hit the over, they have to go 17-11, 61%. That's a manageable number, but look, I lean over, but again, it's a pass for me. It's a very well-priced number. We've already got a lot of bets on the board already. I'm not going to be throwing money at everything. You know me, I don't want to burn my money. This is a great team, but they could come back down to earth. Moving on to the Pelicans. Yeah, God, their preseason over/under was at 43.5 or something like mid-40s, low to mid-40s, and the second worst team in the league. 29th in net rating. Vegas over/under is actually the 21.5, ranking 27th. I'm looking long and hard at this under, but it's just such a low number. I mean, they got top 10 hardest schedule. Offense could also improve a bit. Yeah, look, this is a tough team to read. Like, you just look at this roster and, like, they're still talented, even though, like, DeJounte Murray's injured. They shipped out Ingram, but, like, that's probably, like, an addition by subtraction. Zion's in and out of the lineup. I mean, Trey Murphy's been playing really well this season. 21.5. Expected season record, 19.2. Look, yeah. No play for me. I don't want to have to pay attention to this team. This is a disgusting team. Let's just move on. Last team is the San Antonio Spurs. I mentioned earlier in the episode that the number has actually moved down. I do need to update my figures. San Antonio has moved down to 38.5. Let me just double check that one more time. 38.5, juice towards the over on one book. 38.5, juice towards the over on another book. So when I recorded all these numbers, it was 39.5. I was looking long and hard at that under. Like, the West is just so damn tough. Spurs 23 and 29, 22nd in net rating. Over under is 20th in the league. Top 10 hardest schedule in the league. Offense could improve a bit given that the shot profile ranks 4th. It's just, look, 39.5. They have to go 17 and 13 to hit that. That is 57%, well ahead of the 44% win percentage. Now, look, I know they got Fox, but I just think that's asking too much out of him. I think that's asking too much out of him. Like, he's a good player, certainly an upgrade, certainly going to add like a win or two going down the stretch. But like, expected season record 35.8. Trying to ask for this team to win 40 games, just a year too early on the Spurs. Like, look, I feel like this line is still a little bit overpriced, just because of the Wemby. Like, people just want to bet on Wemby. Look, even at 38.5, I'd lean under, but look, it's not going to chase that steam. Let's move on. Like I said, we're not doing the Southeast Division, sad division, no bets from me, but we will close things out with our best bets. 2 coming from this episode. We like the Wolves over 45.5 for 1 unit. Get that at -133 if you're at Sportsbet. Bet365 has 46.5, which I'm not going to take. But if you can find a 45.5, I would take it. Dallas also under 43.5. Take that at 1 unit. 365 has a -105. So that'll wrap it up for all of our over-unders. So we've got 6 plays in total. If you want to go see what they are, I've got 2 in the Pacific Division, 2 in the Central Division. A few of them have moved, but a few of them are also still playable. Going forward, we will be doing daily episodes, going over the slate of games, trying to find some angles. Here's just a little sneak preview. Here's a little sneak preview. So we've got some projected scores, got a projected line, going to be matching that against the opening line or the current line. We're going to be doing the shows like well in advance of the games. I like to attack the lines nice and early. Also got projected totals. This is just a little sneak preview of the Boston Celtics versus Philly. I know that Charlotte and the Lakers, they are playing. I don't like anything on that. The total has moved up a few points because LaMelo has been ruled in. He certainly helps Charlotte's offense, but no play for me from that game. There are 2 spots I do really like on that next slate of games. Tune into the next episode for that. Until next time, let's get them books salty.